Yo, what's up, YouTube? Today, we're watching the internet's most toxic fandoms by Visual Venture, the GOAT. I watch this stuff sometimes, but he's always creating some fire stuff. Let's get right into it. I don't know any of the toxic fandoms besides like maybe the most common, My Hero at one point, but let's just get into it. Informational purposes
when
only.
A fan base is willing to destroy anyone who offends their idol. These are the internet's most toxic fan bases. As usual, we'll rank them from least to most disturbing, reveal some of the darkest things fans have done. If you guys are enjoying the channel so far, it would mean the world to me if you subscribe, because it helps me get my videos out to more people, and I promise to do my very best to create the best possible videos.
Thank you, Visual Venture.
I'm Visual Venture, and
Thank
you are awesome.
You're awesome.
Swifties,
You're the GOAT.
Overprotective fan base.
1440p.
So before we begin, I want to make this clear that this is not an attack on Taylor Swift or her fans in
He's
general,
saving his
but
ass with
there
this.
is a toxic part of her fandom that takes things too far.
Yes,
almost every musician has overprotective fans, but with Taylor Swift, there are thousands of them, and they attack anyone who dares criticize her. In 2020, Taylor Swift
I don't mean any offense.
Please
don't attack
As usual, music critics reviewed it.
It's just a fact
review
at
made
this
Taylor's
point.
fans mad. It was
from
a website called Pitchfork, and the interviewer was a woman named Jill. In her interview, Jill praised Taylor's songwriting, but she didn't like everything about the album. So Jill gave it an 8 out of 10. For most people, that was a positive review, but for radical Swifties, an 8 out of 10 was unacceptable. It was an insult. Taylor's fans started ranting online,
it was really good?
complaining about the
Not
review.
good enough.
One of
Wasn't
them
perfect.
came up with a bizarre theory, which was that Jill and Pitchfork were trying to sabotage Taylor Swift. By giving Taylor's album a lower score, Pitchfork would drag down the album's overall rating, also known as a metascore. Once that sabotage theory took hold, fans were mad and they attacked. First, someone posted Jill's personal information online. They leaked her phone number, her address, and even photos of her home. The doxing led to non-stop harassment.
She just said it was
Jill got angry
good.
calls in the middle of the night.
Good.
Some callers threatened to burn her house down. She even received
that's
death
OD.
threats. Jill tweeted about how terrifying it felt. She said that it sucked to be scared of every person milling outside, or feel like you can't answer the phone. All of this happened because Jill gave Taylor a good review, but it wasn't good enough. But Jill wasn't the Swifties' only
It has to be perfect to the Swifties.
In 2019,
if it's not
comedians
perfect,
Bisous
hunt
and
her
Mero appeared
down.
on The Tonight Show. During a guessing game, Mero made a joke. Some Swifties didn't find it funny. They felt Mero was insulting Taylor's looks. Within hours, the comedians were getting death threats. One crazy fan even threatened Mero's kids.
If you make
it was
fun
so
of
bad that the
anyone's
FBI
body,
got involved.
you're messed
the
up.
Swifties don't just fight outsiders.
Unless
they
it's funny.
attack their own. That's what happened to a woman named Rita in 2019.
Clapping back,
Rita
basically.
wasn't a regular fan. She was so devoted that she ran a Taylor Swift fan page. Her room was filled with Taylor Swift
Can't be
merch,
attacking
and
people
she
like
posted
that all
videos of herself singing Taylor's songs. But some Swifties thought Rita's videos were cringy, like she was embarrassing the fandom. So they spammed Rita's videos with hateful comments, trying to bully her into quitting. When Rita refused to stop, the attacks escalated. Someone tried hacking her phone to take over her social media accounts. Another posted her license plate online, putting her at risk. Rita adored Taylor Swift, but she became an enemy simply because she didn't fit their idea of a proper Swiftie. Loving musical artists is completely normal, but for radical Swifties, anyone who doesn't meet their standards needs to be silenced. This next fan base kicked their leader off the internet. Corpse husband.
It's like if everyone at the gym decided to start like their whole fitness journey, most people would be like, yo, all gym goes, yo, I'm proud of you, dude. Go, keep doing your thing, king. Keep doing your thing, queen. Like if they were like a little bit bigger, or just they thought they were bigger, they want to go do something about it, they applaud them, you know? Natural. But it's like if every gym goer saw them and said, oh, hell no, you don't fit the gym aesthetic. Get out of here. What are we doing? What are we doing, dude? You can't do that.
Fan base that betrayed their idol.
At some point, you're just gonna have no fans.
A faceless YouTuber who got popular in 2020. His main appeal was his voice. He had this deep, rumbling voice that sounded unreal. That voice, combined with being faceless, made Corpse a sensation. Fans couldn't see him, so they created a perfect fantasy version of him in their heads. Corpse was a real person, and he was far from perfect. In
He's just a
interviews, Corpse
guy. He's just
revealed that
another
his
dude.
deep voice was partly caused by a medical condition. He also
Yeah, I
had
know
arm
that.
pain that affected his daily life. He struggled with anxiety, and he didn't like talking in public because he was
anyone
scared
else.
someone would
Anxiety.
recognize his voice. That's why he chose to
'Cause
remain
it's so
faceless.
noticeable.
He wanted
Yeah.
privacy so he could manage his personal issues without the stress of fame. But some fans
You
didn't
girls are
care
ruining
about
my
his
life.
struggles. They just wanted to see his
They didn't
face
care about
no matter
anything
the
about him.
cost. In
They just cared
2021,
about
a
him as a
photo of a
person.
man went viral. People claimed it was Corpse's
This was
husband. There was
viral,
just
yeah.
one problem. The man in the
Remember
photo
this.
didn't match the image fans created in their minds. And instead of accepting that, they started mocking the man in the picture. Tweets called him ugly. Some fans
What?
unfollowed him. Someone tweeted, unsubbed, and unfollowed Corpse after seeing that face reveal. Like, I thought it was gonna be hot, but he's just some ugly creep. The
creep.
fans were brutal, but
What?
the reaction revealed the truth.
He's just
Some
a
fans
guy.
weren't following Corpse for who he was. They were following
For the
fantasy
idea.
they created.
The
Also,
fantasy,
it was
the
never
idea.
confirmed that the photo was
Whatever they had in
actually
their head.
Corpse. Fans might have been mocking a random person. Corpse
Just-
could have addressed
who
the photo
knows?
directly,
We'll
but
never know.
he didn't. He just started pulling away. He tweeted less,
Yeah,
he streamed
he got
less.
tired of
In
it.
November 2021, he uploaded what
said,
would become his
"No,
last regular
we're
video.
done."
Years later, his fans still miss him. They leave comments begging for his
They
return.
scared him
But the
off.
truth is hard to ignore. The same fans who
All the
demand his
bad
comeback
eggs
are
just
the
scared
reason
him
he
off.
disappeared. This comment summed it up perfectly. He didn't abandon us. We lost him.
Yeah.
We truly didn't deserve this man. This next fan base is huge, loud, and always upset.
Honestly, I feel bad for Corpse, bro. He was sick and no one gave a damn about him. Like his whole fan base, almost. Well, can't say the whole thing. All the bad eggs that were just here for that idea are the ones who just said shit and left. At least the real ones stayed. Hey, the OGs, the real ones, you know? Hey, at least he still has
Star
them.
Wars, the fan base
But they
is
scared
never
him.
satisfied.
He's not coming back. I don't
There's a
think.
saying that you can't please
Haven't heard from him in
everyone.
years.
Star Wars fan base is proof
Since
of
Among
that.
Us.
They've complained about everything: storylines, dialogue,
I mean,
characters,
you
even
blame
little
them?
things like the color of lightsabers. And
Can
when
you
Star
blame
Wars
them, though?
fans get upset, they get toxic. Star Wars fans love the original trilogy, but nearly everything
they are pretty
released
good.
after has been a problem. In
Pretty
1999,
much.
The Phantom Menace hit theaters. It was the first movie after the original trilogy. It was also the first Star Wars movie in
were dogging
16
these,
years.
yeah.
Fans were excited until they actually saw the movie. Many hated the film. They felt it didn't capture the spirit of the originals. The backlash was so intense that it nearly ended the franchise. Disliking
No
a movie
way.
doesn't make someone toxic.
They were
But how
good.
some fans expressed their anger was ugly. They started harassing
favorite were
the
those
actors.
three.
Ahmed Best, the
The
actor who played Jar Jar
prequels.
Binks, was their first target.
Jar Jar
because they
is
hated the character.
iconic.
They made Ahmed their punching bag. Ahmed's phone
What?
number was leaked.
Come
His
on,
answering
dude. He
machine
was
was
funny.
filled with death threats.
He was
Over
funny as
time,
hell.
the harassment broke him. Ahmed became
was
depressed.
my favorite.
He was scared to leave his apartment. Jake Lloyd, the child
wacky.
actor, was the next target.
Jake
He
Lloyd.
played young Anakin Skywalker. Being a child didn't save him. Some fans hated his acting, so they tried to
yeah.
find his address so they could camp
He's a
outside his
kid.
house and confront him.
Leave him
At school,
alone.
classmates bullied him constantly. He even got death threats. Because of all the negativity, Jake quit acting entirely. But these toxic fans just got worse. Whenever a new Star Wars movie came out, they found something to complain about. And
I
they
mean, they're
started to
bad now.
contradict themselves.
That's just
By the
a
time
fact.
The Force Awakens came out
Everyone
in
hates them.
2015, the cycle was obvious. This time, fans said the movie played it too safe.
They lost
Some
the plot
claimed
a
it
long
was
time
just
ago.
a lazy remake of a previous Star Wars film. Because of that feedback, the creators took risks with the next Star Wars movie. They broke away from the
I mean, weren't they bad because the Lucas films didn't own Star Wars anymore? Disney does. So they kind of lost the plot. They just did whatever they wanted instead. What Lucasfilm, the original guy, wanted to do. He had a whole thing done, didn't he? Then they just were like, nah, we're doing something else. I don't want to follow it no more. Pretty
classic
sure.
formula.
I
The
could be
fans
wrong.
hated that too. Now they said it strayed too far from the originals. It seemed
Yeah.
the fan base didn't
They
know
lost
what
the
it
plot.
wanted. And as usual, they didn't just complain.
so
They made
random now.
life hell for Star Wars actors. They harassed one actress by mocking her looks. Someone even added offensive
Okay.
comments to her Wikipedia
Come
page.
on, dude.
She had to quit Instagram to escape the attacks. Daisy Ridley, the
I mean, the story of the movies are what were bad, not the people. The story just sucked. They were visually they look good. Acting wise, they were fine. I think I'm pretty sure. It's just the story made no sense.
Lead actress wasn't
It's always the
spared.
story
Even
nowadays.
new characters couldn't escape. In 2022, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series introduced a villain named
Yes,
Reva. Reva
the
was a
Obi-Wan
character
series.
that fans have been asking for, but once she appeared, the same fans didn't like her, so
Dude,
they turned on the
got what
actress
you
who played
wanted.
Reva. The attacks became so vicious that the show's producer intervened. He told fans, "If you're sending her bullying messages, you're no Star Wars fan in my mind." The Star Wars fan base
That
created a
ass, though.
lose-lose situation. Play it too safe and they complain. Try something new, they complain louder. It begs the question, if
can't
every
make
Star Wars
everyone
movie
happy.
makes fans mad, maybe the real problem isn't the movies.
Can't
VTubers,
make
the
everyone.
parasocial fan base. For those of you guys who don't know what a VTuber is, a VTuber stands
yeah,
for
what's a
virtual
VTuber?
YouTuber. They are streamers who appear online as animated characters instead of showing their real faces. Think of it like digital cosplay. Each VTuber
thought that
plays
was
a
fruit.
character, and fans enjoy the show. But for some fans,
was fruit
watching
for a second. That was
VTubers
fruit.
isn't just entertainment. Some viewers get obsessed with VTubers. These obsessed fans are known as unicorns. To a unicorn,
Unicorns.
their favorite VTuber isn't just a character on a screen. She's their virtual girlfriend. In order to maintain that
I guess
girlfriend fantasy, the
towards
VTuber
female
must stay
VTubers.
single. She can't flirt or even speak to another man. If she does, they feel betrayed. And when these obsessive fans feel betrayed, the reaction can be explosive. No VTuber learned that lesson harder than Rushia. Rushia was one of Japan's biggest VTubers with over 1 million
this is
subscribers. But many of
been a
Rushia's
while.
fans were unicorns, so they treated Rushia like she
This
was their
was-
girlfriend, like she belonged to them,
It
and
was
that almost
bad.
ruined her life. The issue started on February 10th,
But wasn't she a
2022.
bad person?
Rushia started a live stream.
I don't remember.
In the middle of her broadcast,
She
a private
was.
message popped up on her
She
screen.
was a
It
bad
message
person,
her
if I remember,
viewers weren't
allegedly.
supposed to see, but they did. The message was from Mafu Mafu, a Japanese male singer. It read, "I just finished the live broadcast and I'm getting ready to go home." The text itself wasn't romantic, but there were already rumors that Rushia and Mafu Mafu were dating. Now, this message from Mafu Mafu appeared on her screen. Her unicorn followers felt lied
That's why I
to.
put
They believed that
D&D,
Rushia
dude.
betrayed them by not being single. Thousands
You gotta be
canceled their
really
paid
careful.
memberships. Some destroyed their Rushia merch. A few
Damn.
even sent threats to both Rushia and Mafu
Both of
Mafu.
them.
Rushia tried to calm things down. She swore she wasn't dating anybody, but they refused to believe her. To prove her innocence, she posted a screenshot. It was a chat between Rushia and her manager confirming she was single. But posting that chat cost Rushia everything. Like most VTubers, Rushia was signed to a talent agency. The agency
Yeah,
had
how
strict
alive.
confidentiality policies.
You
By
gotta be
posting
top
that
secret on
private chat
everything.
with her manager, Rushia broke her non-disclosure
NDA.
agreement. So the agency fired her. Just like that, Rushia lost her platform. Not because she hurt anyone, but because her toxic fans pushed her so far, she broke the rules trying to defend herself. Later that year, another VTuber
Crony.
had a similar problem. In
Oh.
August 2022, a VTuber named Crony
Even I
streamed
know
a
about
gaming
them.
session with several male VTubers. But
Yeah,
most
that's
of Crony's
the male
fans were
branch, isn't
unicorns
it?
just like Rushia's. These obsessive fans
had
hated
no idea
seeing
about that.
Crony interact with those male VTubers. They bombarded her live chat with insults. To escape the hostility, Crony took a 2-week break from streaming. But when she returned, she took a different approach. Instead of trying to appease her fans, she stood her ground. She tweeted, after much consideration, "I decided that I will be collaborating with whoever I want." The fact that she
Yes.
had to post that shows how controlling and toxic some
Damn.
VTuber fans can be. The members of this next fan base just can't get along. League of Legends, the fan
of
base
Legends.
that hates each other.
I
No gaming
get
fan
that.
base
This one
is
is
as toxic as League of Legends. At least that's what players say.
As a
In
player,
2024,
I
a
don't know.
survey
I play
asked
sometimes.
gamers which fan base was the worst. Around 36% picked League. What makes this fan
I can't help it if my team is bad. Okay, it's even worse in this game. Okay, because if your team is bad, if one side of the team is bad, it affects the whole game. Okay, it affects the whole team. It's not just your lane.
base
Whatever.
so bad? It's about how the players treat each other. League of Legends is built around teamwork. 5 players join forces to beat another team. Success depends on working
It's all
together, but most
about
players end up
team.
fighting their own teammates. If someone
Yeah.
makes a mistake, their teammates explode. Players scream insults in the
don't do
chat.
that, but-
Others go even further. They int. Inting is when a player deliberately dies over and over in the game. They do this to either troll or punish
Tyler,
their own team.
W.
Either way, inting ruins the game for everyone. Riot Games, the company behind League, has tried to control control the toxicity. They ban aggressive players.
Yeah,
they
they're getting
added
better at
mute
it.
buttons. They even created a system to reward good behavior, but none of it worked. By 2020, 98% of players said that they have been harassed in game. 98% is nearly every player. If players are this toxic during casual matches, imagine what happens when money is at stake. League of Legends has massive esports tournaments, and these tournaments offer millions of dollars in prize money. The most famous team in League is T1. They won countless championships, and their star player named Faker was insanely skilled. Fans called him the Michael Jordan of esports. But in 2020, the same fans who idolized T1 turned on him. That year, T1 failed to qualify for a major tournament.
Everyone knows Faker. We're at the point where people who don't even play games know who Faker is. It's beautiful.
Fans blame the team's coaches for benching Faker during the qualifiers. The coach who benched Faker received death threats. Other players began getting threats as well. T1's CEO had to plead with fans to stop. Some fans ignored the warning. By September 2020, T1 started tracking down those behind the threats to take legal action. This wasn't the only time fans turned on a professional league team. One team received an actual weapon in the mail. It was supposed to be some kind of warning. It's no wonder so many consider League of Legends the most toxic fan base in gaming. Up next is a fan base that operates like League. Genshin Impact, a fan base that bullies. The game Genshin Impact is more popular than people realize. It launched in 2020, just 5 years ago, but it already generated over $6.3 billion in revenue. More than 11 million people play the game every month.
But it looks nice.
The population of a small country.
Oh my god. Remember going to Anime Expo last year and the year before that? The line for Genshin or anything Hoyoverse was huge. They wrapped around the place. The halls were full of Genshin players. They were filled to the brim with Genshin players, even cosplayers. But hey, they're just expressing their love for the game. Hey, I can't even hate on that. They look good. I'll say it now. They look good. They pull it off. You can't really hate on cosplayers.
All kinds of fans. Some of them are notorious for bullying, and sometimes they attack for surprising reasons. It's exactly what happened in 2022. An artist posted an illustration of Kaya, one of Genshin's main characters. It was just fan art, nothing controversial. But the artist made one mistake. Kaya's skin tone was lighter than usual. That small error caused chaos. Hardcore fans demanded the artist delete the drawing. One comment said, "Draw him correctly or don't draw him at all." That was harsh, but some fans went further. Someone stole the drawing, darkened Kaya's skin, and reposted it. They claimed they fixed the art. The artist even tried to apologize. They tweeted, "I didn't mean to paint Kaya's skin color brightly. It turned into this color unintentionally. I'm sorry for making you feel uncomfortable." But the apology didn't end the harassment. The attacks continued until the artist deleted their Twitter account. And this case was just the beginning. Genshin fans attack artists over little things, like drawing a character in the wrong outfit or the wrong pose. But
it's like, that's not even just Genshin though. There's plenty of like people who make fan art and people who just notice the subtle like it's off by a little bit. They correct it themselves. It's the weirdest thing ever. It is just, they're weird. Why? You don't gotta do that. But oh my god, it usually ends up so terrible.
Not just artists who get attacked, even actual employees working on the game have been targeted. In 2021, Genshin added a new character named Kokomi. Unfortunately, some players didn't like her, but they didn't just complain about the character. For some twisted reason, fans attacked the voice actress who played Kokomi. Why? She was live streaming when the insults started. Her chat was filled with hateful comments. It got so bad that she had to turn off the comments. Remember, this voice actress was just an employee. Later, she posted that she only wanted a relaxed and happy environment, but the Genshin mob didn't back off. And this wasn't even the worst moment that year. In September of that year, Genshin celebrated its first anniversary. Fans expected huge rewards, but when the rewards were released, many were disappointed. They felt like the rewards weren't good enough. This time, they didn't just make hateful comments online. They tried to sink.
If it's a billion-dollar company and you're giving them money constantly to gamble, you expect at least a couple 10 multi-star polls. I don't know. Did they get like one? What's
the whole
going
ship.
on?
Thousands of Genshin fans
give them
went on
tons
the
of
Google
money.
Play Store and
They better
review
get
bombed the
good
game. They all
rewards.
left
What?
1-star reviews. On the Play Store, apps
When it comes
with
to
low
anniversaries,
ratings can
they're
disappear
always
from search
decent
results.
rewards.
So by review bombing the game, these fans were trying to bury it. The game's
What is
rating
that?
dropped from 4.5 stars to 2 stars. However, Google noticed what was happening, so Google deleted the fake
Oh.
reviews. But the fact that Google
The
was
fact you can
trying
do
to
that is
save the
crazy.
game made fans even angrier. Now,
Yeah, you
Genshin
shouldn't be able
fans
to
started
delete
review bombing
reviews.
Google's apps like Google Classroom. More than
But, like,
20 apps across the Play Store
it's for
were
a
filled
genuine
with
reason,
fake negative reviews. The war only ended when the developers of Genshin Impact gave in. They added extra rewards to calm the fans down.
I
If this
mean,
community can sabotage their own
gives them?
game, what'll they do next?
couple
Up
bucks?
Next is a fan base that chased away the
coins?
creator of their game. Five Nights at Freddy's, the
No
feral
way.
fan base.
Not Scott Cawthon.
Five Nights at Freddy's launched in 2014.
knows
It
FNAF.
was an instant hit.
Especially after
Players
that
took
movie.
on the role of a night guard trapped in a haunted
Super
pizza shop.
simple
The game
game.
was filled with
Super
hidden
simple.
clues and mysteries waiting to be solved. The community grew fast, but as the fan
Yeah.
base exploded, so did
Simple,
its
good
darker
lore.
side. The game was created by Scott Cawthon, and in the early
Yes,
days,
indeed.
Scott was very active in forums.
Dude,
Scott
he was.
listened to fans
It
and
was so
shaped
cool.
new games around their ideas. Fans loved having that
so into the
connection,
fandom.
but the closer Scott stayed
He
to
was
the
so involved.
community, the more demanding
cool.
it became. In 2015, FNAF 3 and 4 were released. The fans thought the
Those are the
games
most
weren't
notable ones.
scary enough. Others thought they were too easy.
Scary
Angry
enough.
fans attacked Scott directly. One fan
game
even
might
went
be too
after
hard?
Scott's family. I mean, imagine threatening someone's family over a game. But the attacks didn't stop there. Later that year, Scott released the
books,
first
yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's book.
remember
His
buying these
co-author
books when they
was a
came out.
woman named Kira. The fans couldn't find much about her online, so they concluded she didn't exist. They accused
Oh.
Scott of lying and attacked
Okay.
him again. Scott later clarified that Kira was a
Oh.
professional writer, but he told her to make her accounts private because he expected weirdos and creeps
Ah,
to stalk
he
her. That
planned
means Scott
ahead.
realized how
Smart.
toxic the FNAF fandom was becoming. In 2016,
Didn't
it
like
got
that either.
worse. Scott launched a spin-off called FNAF World. The game was
Dude,
buggy, so fans
my
hated
brother
it.
loved this
Scott took the
game.
game down, fixed the issues, and re-released it for free.
Yeah, he
Fans
did,
kept
he did.
criticizing
Remember that.
Scott,
It's not
calling
even
him
on
a
Steam anymore.
sellout. When Scott deleted the worst comments, they accused him of censorship. He simply couldn't win with them. By 2021, he had enough.
can't make
He stepped
everyone
away
happy.
from Five Nights at Freddy's completely. After Scott left, new developers took over to keep the franchise alive, but the toxic fans treated them
sold it.
even worse. In 2024, a fan project called FNAF in Real Time was
In Real Time.
canceled. The developers revealed they were receiving threatening messages from angry fans.
They could've
The
had a
harassment
great
shook them
game.
so much that they abandoned the game too.
But they
The
ruined it.
community
Oh
that
my.
made FNAF a hit was tearing it apart. One FNAF fan on Reddit said it best: "We literally can't have anything anymore."
Actually,
Friends, being a fan of something isn't an excuse to hurt people. If there's one thing to take away from this video, it's this: we can enjoy good things without tearing others down. Visual Venture.
Visual Venture. Thank you, Visual Venture.
If you guys think this video about fandoms was pretty bad, oh, trust me, it gets worse, and it can even end in death. If you want to see the
this?
most disturbing.
Oh. Interesting. Maybe watch that one. Damn, dude. That's crazy. Didn't know Genshin was like that. Well, I guess I forgot. Damn. Oh. Hope you guys enjoyed the Visual Venture video. I love this. That was awesome. Actually, hold on. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to the GOAT, though. Honestly, I love his videos. They're so good. The fact he did this so consistently is crazy because they're such good quality. Major respects to this guy. I love this man. He's so good at everything he does. Honestly, I'll probably watch that next. Cool. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed. See ya.